Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will be studying about Chapter 1 of Biology of NCERT Class 11, The Living World. Under this chapter, we have 4 sessions. In today's video, we will be covering the first session, What is Living? Starting with the introduction. As the chapter name itself says that the living world, it means the world comprising diversity of living organisms that are diverse in form, function, and structure. While defining living, we look for unique characteristics of living organisms such as growth, reproduction, ability to sense environment, and mount a suitable response. Now let us study in detail about these unique characteristics of living organisms. First characteristic is growth. Growth is increase in mass, that is the quantity of matter inside our body, and increase in number of individuals. In plant, growth is continuous, that is they grow throughout their lifespan. Whereas in animals, growth is only up to a certain age, that is they are not immortal. However, organisms grow by cell division. Cell division occurs in certain tissues to replace the lost cells. In unicellular organisms, growth can be easily observed by simply counting the number of cells under the microscope. For example, bacteria. In some cases, non-living objects like mountains, boulders, and sand mounds do grow. Living objects grow from inside, whereas non-living objects grow externally by accumulation of material on surface. And hence, growth cannot be taken as a defining property of living organisms. Moving to the second characteristic of living organism, that is reproduction. Reproduction is defined as the production of progeny or offspring possessing features more or less similar to those parents. Reproduction can be by asexual or sexual methods. Some of the examples are fungi, which multiply easily due to the production of asexual spores. Yeast and hydra reproduces by budding. And planaria, it is a fragmented organism which regenerates the lost part of its body and becomes a new individual. This is called as true regeneration. And some of the organisms easily multiply by fragmentation, such as the fungi, the filamentous algae, and the protonema of mosses. In unicellular organisms, the growth and reproduction are synonymous, which means they are exactly same. This is because in the increase in the number and size of cells leads to cell division, which give rise to new offspring. Also, certain organisms do not reproduce at all. For example, worker bees, infertile human couple, and mule, etc. And hence, reproduction cannot be considered as a defining property of living organisms. The third characteristic of living organism is metabolism. Metabolism is the sum total of all chemical reactions occurring inside our body. No non-living objects exhibits metabolism, and metabolic reactions can be demonstrated outside in cell-free systems. An isolated metabolic reaction outside the body of an organism performed in a test tube is neither living nor non-living. And hence, metabolism can be considered as a defining feature of living organisms. The fourth characteristic of living organism is cellular organization. We all know that the basic unit of life is cell. Organisms are composed of one or more cells. Group of cells forms tissues and tissues forms organs. 2 or more organs work together to perform a specific function and form an organ system. The organ system together forms an organism, and hence Cellular organization of the body is the defining property of living organism. The last characteristics of living organism is consciousness or response to external stimuli. Consciousness is the ability of the living organisms to sense their environment and respond to these environmental stimuli. For instance, phototropism is the example for consciousness, where phototropism is the process where the plant grows towards the source of light. So, if the source of light changes its direction, the growth of the plant direction also changes. Here in this case, sunlight acts as stimulus and the direction of the growth of plant acts as response. But environmental stimuli could be physical, chemical or biological. Humans also sense their environment through sense organs. Plants respond to external factors like light, water, temperature, other organisms and pollutants, etc. And also, photoperiod affects reproduction in seasonal breeders in both plants and animals. Photoperiod is the response of plants to periods of day or night. Human being is the only organism who is aware of himself, that is, has self-consciousness, and hence consciousness becomes the defining property of living organism. We come across the term living organism, which is defined as self-replicating, that is self-dividing, evolving, that is developing over time, and self-regulating, which means to maintain the frequency or rate of a biological process. Interactive systems capable of responding to external stimuli. That's all in today's session. Thank you.